Have you ever heard the expression, don't bite the hand that feeds you? You probably have. Um, there's something going on YouTube, and it's quite sad and disturbing, and I'm sure that the events that are taking place are going to come back and essentially bite YouTube in the ass. I mean, this is not this sort of thing that any of the creators ever expected to see happen. YouTube is one of the biggest websites on the entire internet, right? Um, it's not because of the people who came up with the idea. It's not because of the people that run the place, okay? It's not because of the people that do the programming or any of that. The reason YouTube is a success is because of the creators who upload content onto YouTube. Now, I guess it's been approximately 6 months ago that YouTube began to do something called demonetizing certain videos or even certain entire channels. And what that means is that those creators cannot make any money. They will not allow advertising on certain videos. Now, I could kind of understand, when you say certain videos, that they would not want them on the channel because they're advertisers. Let's just say, an advertiser that sells children's toys would not want you know, um, would not want to advertise on a channel that's, racy for obvious reasons. But what is beginning to happen now on YouTube, and it's getting ridiculous, is YouTube is kind of randomly demonetizing certain videos and certain channels on YouTube that the creators have uploaded. And they're not even looking at these videos, they're just looking at titles, um, maybe looking at the thumbnail picture that you see when you go to click on the video. They're obviously not watching the videos. Um, and I've got my own little conspiracy theory about this, I guess. YouTube has become a giant, and they now have some giant advertisers. I believe that some of these giant advertisers don't want to be associated with certain types of content. Okay, it's understandable. But what YouTube is doing is they're biting the hand that feeds them. Okay, I mean, there are channels which are incredibly successful, which are following the YouTube community guidelines as exactly as they have been and are um, stated on YouTube. If you decide, if you're a person who uploads videos, you have to agree to the terms and conditions, of course. Now, the average person would not really understand this if they're not a YouTube creator. Um, but let me give you some examples. There's a fantastic bunch of channels. I mean, a lot of really good, very popular channels which are having this done to them, which means that YouTube will allow the video to be on their site, but refuse to pay a penny per view. I mean, it's kind of crazy. So I believe what we've got here is, and this is just my opinion, I think some of the giant advertisers which advertise on YouTube are pressuring YouTube because they may not want to be associated with those certain channels and or videos. But the problem is that there is no real review process. They're just screwing over a bunch of people who have sort of a business agreement with YouTube to continue to upload content and get paid for the content which they upload. Now, that's biting the hand that feeds you. It's sad. It's terrible. For some people, it's devastating. I mean, some people who are making a living off of YouTube have now essentially lost their means of putting food on the table, even just paying for the videos that they make. I mean, I have very cheap equipment. I film all my videos with an iPhone. It's more or less a hobby for me that I hope maybe would generate some money for me someday. And let me give you an example of what's going on here. Some of my videos are a little racy. Now, emphasis there, keyword is a little. Okay, I talk about nudism on my channel. I have some humor, which is adult humor. I mean, nothing that I put up there is over PG-13, and all of my videos adhere to the community guidelines, which they have stated on the site. And recently, YouTube has demonetized about 1/3 of my videos. I know of another channel, and I'm actually a fan of the channel, but I'm not going to mention them. And they've done a video on YouTube about this as well. But they've had probably 90% of their videos demonetized. Now you can review, you can ask, you can repeal, I think they call it, or appeal to YouTube to take a look. But see, YouTube is more or less run by robots, and you can't call YouTube on the phone and like have a discussion with them and or anything like that. I know a YouTube creator who is, in my eyes, very successful compared to my 7 months on here, 12,000 views at the time of this video that I'm posting here, and I've made 9 cents. I know my videos aren't great, but you know, this person that I know of can put up a video and have 100,000 views in less than a day, and they're just getting completely shut down. And there's other creators, lots of them. It seems like the news is starting to spread now, and I certainly hope that YouTube will change the, maybe think twice about what they're doing here, because what's going to happen from them biting the hand that feeds them is a lot of creators are just going to jump ship, and they're going to take their videos with them, and they're going to go somewhere else. And it's sad because I can almost imagine the big conference room with a bunch of maybe 20 people at a table, And the guy at the head of the table, who's the most high up person at YouTube, says, well, guys, do we remain ethical, or do we go along with what our big white whale, yeah, big white whale advertisers that we have that are putting so much money in our pockets? And I can almost envision everyone in the room saying, maybe pausing for a moment about it, but eventually just saying, you know what, in unison, fuck the creators, let's take the money. And that really sucks. I mean, not for me personally, although, who knows, maybe my crazy ass videos would make me some money if they hadn't made these changes like a couple of months after I first started doing this. I mean, I really just started doing it as a hobby because, well, I'm not going to get into why, but I don't like to see things like this happen. It's just not fair. They actually demonetized a video of me eating a chili pepper because the title of the video is Eating a Very Hot and Sexy Hot Pepper or Chili Pepper or something like that. Now, all the video is something kind of funny. It's me taking a hot chili pepper and eating it raw, one bite at a time, streaming down my face are tears, sweat running down my head. It's kind of funny. It's like, I'm always willing to put myself and others in danger for my videos, um, for my art, my art. So, YouTube, if you're listening, if there is anybody there besides robots, um, you may want to think twice about this because, well, it's your creators that stuffed all that money in your pockets. And when they all start jumping ship, except for your huge, super gigantic ones that are all rated G, well, I don't think it's going to be good for your business in the long run. And I hope you will rethink this. And I guess that's all I have to say about that.